Alright, so welcome back. Today I'll be talking about linear sequences and how to solve them, of course. So linear sequences are pretty straightforward as compared to quadratic sequences, but I'm going to go through anyway in case some of you don't know how to do it. So yeah, after this I'll be uploading 2 more on quadratic sequences, so that's why I wanted to do this first so that I don't have to spend time explaining this while I'm doing the other 2. Okay, so let's just look at this sequence. So it is wise to always analyze the differences. Okay, as you can see, that's what I'm doing. The difference between each of these is 3. So this is what makes it a linear sequence. It is when the differences are the same. Okay, this is so-called what I call the second layer. Okay, this is the first layer, the second layer. So it stops here. You see there are only 2 layers. A quadratic sequence, you will tell eventually when you do it that there are going to be 3 layers. Okay, so I can just give you a quick example of a quadratic sequence. So if this is maybe like this, okay, this is a quadratic sequence because this is going to be 2, this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 4. Can you see that this is not quite the same, right? But then you will see that if I do this one more time, I'll get 1, 1. So a quadratic sequence has so-called what I call 3 layers, and a linear sequence has just 2. Alright, so now we just need to figure out how to solve this. It's actually very easy. So a linear sequence, so what you know of a linear function, right? A linear function is just y equals mx plus c, correct? Okay, but this is a function, right? And the sequence is not a continuous function at least. Okay, so what happens is, it's actually of the form something n plus something. Okay, whereas if it's a function, a continuous function, you would write something x plus something, right? Okay, like maybe 2x plus 3 or something, okay? But now this is, we're talking about sequences, so, okay. This number here is precisely what the difference is. So I can tell you, straightforward, it's just going to be 3. And then how about this blank? Now all you have to do is just figure out what this part represents. So 3n, the sequence of 3n would just be actually 3, 6, 9, 12, blah blah blah. Can you see that this sequence and this sequence, okay, they are 1 apart. So I have to minus 1. Because if I take 3n and I minus this sequence by 1, I'm shifting everything essentially to the left by 1. So I will get this. Okay? Which is exactly that. Can you see that? So actually that's just all there is to linear sequences. You can do this for every linear sequence, it will be the same. But let's just do a few more. Actually just 2 more, it's not that many. Okay, so again, just analyze the difference. You don't have to write too many times because they're all gonna be the same. See, you just do it once. If you can tell that this is 1.5, then it's just gonna be 1.5. So this is gonna be 1.5n, right? Okay. So I'm just gonna, for the sake of make it clear to you, 1.5n, it would just be 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, blah blah blah. Actually, you can see that there's some similarities between this and this, right? But you must match the starting number, okay? So because you can see here 3, 4.5, 6, I have 3, 4.5, 6 as well. But that's not true, you have to match the very first one, okay? This to this. So here I just need to add 1.5. Then I'll get that. Because 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3. Am I right? So that's just all there is to this. So I did 2 just to show you how to do it with a decimal place. So it's still the same thing, don't worry about it. So now I'll do just 1 more to give an example. This is, oh sorry, minus there. Okay, so this is actually getting smaller and smaller, but don't worry, you can still do it. Alright, so naturally minus 8n plus, what is that number? We have to figure out. So minus 8n, the sequence, will give me minus 8, minus 16, minus 32. Hopefully I did not mess this up. No, I messed this up. Minus 24, then you get minus 32. Okay. So just take a look from minus 8 to 12. It's a pretty big jump, right? So the difference is actually 20. Okay, you can just check in your calculator, don't worry about that. But yeah, it's 20. So if I get minus 8n plus 20, I'll just get precisely the sequence that I want over here. Just plus 20 of them and you'll see, yeah, it's correct. So yeah, so that's all there is to linear sequences. There really isn't much for me to add on because that's just it. Okay, the more interesting and more difficult stuff are actually in quadratic sequences, where I will talk about two methods on how to solve them in later videos. So please do stay tuned and watch those, okay? And that's all I have to say now. Thank you and have a nice day.